Okay, welcome to the finale of Gundam Breaker Battlogue, episode 6 Under the Mask, the longest episode ever at a hefty 13 minutes. So we start off with the Double O Scope Dog and Takuma rescuing Misa, and immediately the Command Quanti and the Barbators go into their final battle mode, with the Quanti shifting into what I thought was Trans Am, but Toma says it's a special awakening system that only the Messiah of Gunpla can use. What the fuck? What is this lore? So the loser says that this crazy awakening system is some kind of cheating, and I kind of feel he might be justified on that because what the fuck is going on? What is this system? Why have I never heard of it before? Anyway, the Quanti easily beats the Barbators, making the loser lose again. He has a huge nervous breakdown and is pissed that the system loves Takuma over him, so he tries one final emergency plan to let the Barbators absorb some energy, and he pops everyone back up again. It shoots some massive arrows. The arrows are so big they turn into nukes and they blow everyone around. Now everyone is impressed at the crazy power, but then all the AI pilots come back, and in a massive twist, the hacker himself was hacked, and apparently Misa's engineer reprogrammed the AIs into good guys. So the Goof Crimson starts beating up the Barbators, and fuck yes. 4 gets to do some awesome wing zeroing, Yukajima gets a few one-liners in, and all the main characters regroup before the Barbators tries to fire more arrows at them. But finally Mr. Bushido shows up and kills them all. Now, Soma, Toma, and the protagonists regroup and fire off their seed beam spams at the loser, and finally Misa goes full crazy and uses her ultimate Bakuninsu Blazing Kick to rip off the Barbators' arm. Takuma meanwhile swoops around with the Quanti, and we get a bad montage of the loser losing to Takuma over and over and over again to the point where it finally traumatized him and mentally broke him. Anyway, the Quanti kills the Barbators, and Mahara, the loser, is forced to log out. Despite being a terrorist who kidnapped people and broke everyone's Gundam games, random normal people acknowledge him as a good player, which is some weird silver lining, and everyone tells him that he's such a really good Gundam player that everyone loves him. Anyway, the cops pull up and pull him off the unicorn statue and arrest him, but since everyone said they loved him, he suddenly has a change of heart. And so he gives everyone back their Gundam game save data. He decided he's going to be a nice guy from now on, and then we see a bunch of flamingos and Takuma runs away kind of pissed. Possibly from a horny Misa trying to find him, or possibly because he owed me some money. I don't know what the deal is between them, but Misa's trying to find that dude. Anyway, so then the main characters from the Gundam Breaker mobile video game get teleported back to the normal version of the game, and since it's Monday, they have to fight Amuro Ray in his normal Gundam. And hey, that's a really nice way of ending it. So that was the end of Gundam Breaker Battlogue, and I was really impressed. It was fun. I like that all the bad guy pilots switched sides in this episode, and they all teamed up to beat down the Barbators. Also, I was laughing at the fact that everything went back to normal once the police pulled that idiot off the statue. I think they'll forgive him since he didn't harm anyone, and in the end, they just made it seem like part of the event, so no harm, no foul. Although I wonder what the deal is between Takuma and Misa. All the same though, Battlogue was really great. I wonder how long Battlogue would have been if they had just dropped it as a movie. If Gundam Info knows what's good for them, they'll re-release it that way. Anyway, nothing happening in normal Gundam news this week, but the big news of the week is that Code Fairy Volume 2 dropped, but luckily I'm way ahead of that one, so check out my other video I dropped a few days ago if you want a full experience what I thought of that. So anyway, meanwhile, let's pop over to Gundam Breaker Mobile for what's going on this week. Okay guys, so massive week. Obviously Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and with it comes Black Friday. The darkest but also dankest shopping day of the year. And because of that, there's been some real interesting upsets in the game as a result of this. So, Bandai knows you're going to spend money on Black Friday, and they want you to spend it on this game, so they're giving you some interesting incentives. First of all, most exciting for me, we have a special Sokai Fest this week with the Barbators and the Double O Quanti, and as best as I can tell from my own experience because I did it already, the success rate this week for all the banners is boosted above where they normally stand to give us a rating of about a 9 out of 10 on a poll. That being said, in the 15 polls I did on both banners and the Double Sokai, I got 13 parts for 15 polls. So I feel really good about myself. I feel like that was like a jackpot, you know? Now, I did end up getting the Barbators' legs, but I got a lot of the rest of it. I also got the Quanti's backpack, which is a huge relief from where I'm standing. So as a result of this, instead of having a couple of parts like usually, I basically got half of the Quanti and half of the Barbators in those 15 polls. So combine those together, and this makes my ridiculous build of the week, the Barbators Quanti, which unfortunately looks cooler than it performed. Now, On top of that, there's also two special deals going on for Black Friday. The first one is that the Super Mega Madness ticket is on sale for half off, making it almost a good deal, but still a shit ton of money. The other thing to note here is that there is a Thanksgiving sale in the Haro item shop, where several Giga Rare rank items are only 300 Haros or $3. You don't want to miss this since all these 300 Haro items are super useful in the game. I ended up getting a couple of them, and I got a piece of the SD Night Gundam I wanted to experiment with, and a bunch of stat-up items, which are just good for pushing my main build. Anyway, aside from that, there's another Battlogue crossover mission. I'm assuming this is the last one. It just showed the final events from the perspective of the shop guys and Rindo, who doesn't know how taxis work. Also, it's revealed that Mahara, the salty loser, went to high school with the shop owners, so I guess he's actually a lot older than he seemed. Anime ages, go figure. Anyway, in a fun twist this week, the suit of the week, the charity suit of the week, is the RX-78-2, the normal vanilla Gundam again, but in a twist, this time it's the entry grade Gundam, which I'm seeing that a lot of people are confused by. So to make it easier to understand, it's literally just the classic RX-78-2 Gundam again, but with a special anime-style skin. The first RX-78-2 they put in this game was based on the Master Grade model, but this one is designed to look very smooth, like the 1970s Gundam anime appearance. You might think this is a little bit lame, but a lot of people I've known have actually had a lot of fun with these models because the smooth design makes them easier to paint. Like, look, someone took one and gave it the sick cel-shaded paint job. That's super hardcore. Anyway, so now you can enjoy your smooth Gundam in this game too, because that's what it is this week. Now, the big deal with this thing though is it has 10 parts, and you don't need to upgrade all 10 for the bingo board, because the bingo board, of course, only fits 9 parts. Now, it was a huge pain in the ass to figure out what the missing part was. I thought it was the shield, but as it turns out, this Gundam just doesn't have a shield. Really lame, right? Now, I was looking forward to having a smooth 1970s shield, but what it's actually missing is the lance. You do not have to upgrade the lance to level 90. And hell, if you're being really cheap, you don't even need to redeem it, but, you know, if you want the collection, you redeem it for that reason. Anyway, that being said, the entry grade Gundam, it seems like a really good unit. It has this amazing Scat Hammer Tornado Spin EX skill, and on top of that, it's a great shooter unit, so it's more than just looking smooth, I guess. Now, other than that, new Battle Circuit dropped. New Battle Circuit was hella easy shit. I just cruised on through it with another gang of OP builds, and it was so easy that I barely want to talk about it. Although, changing topics and something that was not easy and one not necessary, so today my friend Dylan challenged me to this new challenge mission he made, but didn't give me the code for it so I can find it. So instead, I ended up playing the hardest challenge mission in the world, created by gay Japanese pirate king himself, Gamura Ray. Now, the title on this mission is something like Gamuro's version of Sharp's counterattack, and seemingly only 8% of global players have managed to beat it. Now, it was a pretty okay mission until the final bosses came out, and once again, the final bosses in this stage were somehow invincible. I am definitely once again baffled by this strange invincible strategy that a small number of players have managed to figure out. Gamuro is a pretty legitimate guy, so if he's doing it, it can't be any kind of weird hacks or god mode. So there has to be some legitimate crazy gunpla formula in this game that makes you invincible. Anyway, that's an ongoing mystery. On top of that, there's a brand new crew multiplayer mission that just dropped this week. So, unfortunately though, the next couple of days of the holidays are going to be really hard to work around. Do you guys think you want to do it on Saturday or maybe Sunday? Let me know, I think I can make that happen. Alright, anyway guys, that's everything, so happy Thanksgiving. If you go out on Black Friday, don't get stepped on. I was Buster Green, please like and subscribe. I'm 280 subscribers away from being monetized, and I really want that because then I would be paid for making YouTube videos, which is something I'm doing almost every day now. Also, did anyone ever watch Studio Bones' Mutant vs. Mecha anime Zan the Lost Memories besides me? I just reviewed that if anyone cares, so check that out. Alright, thank you guys. I will see you guys next week, and hopefully Battlogue's over, right? I don't think there's anything else left. We'll find out. Alright, bye.